We cover lots of different Minecraft plugins here on the channel. Some plugins are very big and add a whole bunch of different content, while others are rather small. The sad thing about these small plugins though is that I never really get a chance to cover them. Because the plugins are so small, making a dedicated video about them just doesn't really make sense. But not covering them would be extremely sad, because they are still very fun and cool. So instead, I decided to just bundle 5 of these fun and cool plugins together, so I could cover them all in one dedicated video. And spoiler alert, that's the video you're watching right now. I know, right? Big spoiler. Now, I should mention that the majority of plugins we're testing out today were suggested to me during one of my testing out Minecraft plugins live streams, which are incredibly fun to do. And during those streams, we usually stumble upon some hidden gems, just like the ones we're gonna take a look at today. I should also mention that this list is not gonna be in any particular order. A link to every single plugin can of course be found in the description down below, and right above the description, you can make sure to double check if you're actually subscribed to the channel, which turns out a lot of people think they are, but they're not in reality. So if you could just double check, I would appreciate it so much. And the first plugin on today's list is Runway. And this one is very cool and very powerful, because it allows you to use the mini message format and custom placeholders everywhere on your Minecraft server. So in messages, in menus, in titles, but also in scoreboards and tab lists, you can just use them. Now, if you don't know what the mini message format is, I've actually made a dedicated video here on the channel talking about it, but it's an extremely cool and powerful message format, which, if I'm not wrong, was recently acquired by the Paper MC team. And while it is extremely cool, by default you can only really use it if the plugin you're using actually supports the format. But Runway makes it so that you can use it anywhere. So here we got an anvil. I can simply put a block of wool in, and I can now use the mini message format. So for example, I can make this say blue and then type subscribe, and then this is what that would look like. This is a completely pure vanilla anvil, and we're able to use this format. Then we can make it bold if we want. There we go. Or maybe I will just replace this with a hex code. So there we go. Random hex code. Would you look at that? No longer are you limited to using these legacy Minecraft color codes. That is such an old way of doing it. And especially with a plugin like Runway, you can just use hex codes and bold text everywhere across your server. It is very cool and very powerful, and definitely a great addition to your Minecraft server. What is also a great addition to your Minecraft server is Enhanced Pets. And this is a Minecraft plugin which takes the Minecraft pet system to a new level. So currently we got this little cat over here, and right now it does not want to be my friend. Now, after giving it some raw cod, there we go, best friends forever. And usually in Minecraft this is kind of where the experience ends. The cat will follow me if it's able to. If it dies, it's gone forever, and that's kind of it. But with Enhanced Pets, that all changes. So by typing the /pets command in chat, we will be taken to our Enhanced Pets menu. Over here, we're able to see a list with all of our current pets. So currently, I have one. It is a cat, of course. But if you have multiple, then they will all show up here. And when you click on one of your pets, you're able to manage it. So over here, we can mark it as favorite. We can set it to passive if we don't want it to attack any mobs. You know how wolves can do that from time to time. And cats will scare creepers off too. Well, if you don't want that, if you don't want them to be aggressive or show their natural behavior, then you can turn that off. You can also make your pets sit from this menu. You can rename them if you want. This will set the pet back to neutral. In other words, it will just show its vanilla behavior. We can also teleport the cat to us if we're far away. We can manage friendly players. So basically we can have a list with players that the pet will never attack, which is pretty cool if you have a base together with your friends and you all love having a couple pets. And then here we can set the cat to attack nearby mobs. We can calm the pet. So if it is currently targeting something and you think it should stop doing that, you can click on this button, and you can even transfer a pet. And our cat, it will just follow no matter where I go. It will just teleport. It will follow me at all times, even in the worst case scenario where unfortunately something unexpected happens. that we could not foresee. I feel so bad. Then when we go back to the pet's menu, you can see it is still here. Dead cat. Click to view the revival or removal options. Because yes, we're able to revive this pet. It is extremely expensive, but of course only a small price to pay if it means you will get your pet back. But if you really can't afford it, you can also delete it if you want. Now the plugin also allows you to release pets. So if you have a pet but you don't want it to be your pet anymore, then you can release them back in the wild. And of course this plugin also supports happy guests, because it should. So I would say very cool and fun addition to your server. Now the next plugin on the list is especially for those who have ever thought that fishing inside of Minecraft can be kinda boring at times. It is called Even More Fish, and it completely overhauls the fishing system inside of Minecraft and make it a lot more similar to other games like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing. So usually in Minecraft you will just have a fishing rod, you will reel it out, wait for a fish to catch it, then reel it in, and then you will get one out of a few items. With this plugin that is completely different. You can see I just caught a fish, but it's not a normal fish, it's a tuna. A common fish in this instance, which even has a size, 3.3 centimeters, which I do have to say is a little small for a tuna. After testing this plugin for a while, it turns out that the measurements of this plugin are not very realistic, but ignoring that fact, this plugin is actually awesome. So we just caught a common tuna. Let's see what else we can get. And would you look at that? Interesting, this one is almost 30 centimeters. That does seem more realistic, though I have no clue how big this fish is IRL. Let's just catch one more. There we go. A koi carp this time. Interesting. Now just like in games like Stardew Valley, which I previously mentioned, there is a lot more to fishing now than just fishing. So by typing /EMF in chat, you will get to the Even More Fish menu. And over here there is a bunch of stuff which you can do, like toggling custom fish. If you don't want custom fish in your game, like the ones I've just caught, then you can disable this. But I personally think it is a very cool aspect and I would definitely keep it enabled. You can also open the fish shop, and over here you can sell your fish. Now of course the value of your fish depends on what type of fish it is, its rarity, and also its size. And something which this plugin also adds is a fish journal. So you're now able to keep track of all of the different fish you have caught. So when we open the fish journal, you can see that currently I've only caught common fish. So that's the only rarity which will show up, but like you can see, there are way more rare fish catchable. These rarities I've just simply not unlocked yet. But when we go to common, you can now see all of the available common fish and the ones I've actually caught. So here we got the tuna. You can see how many of them I've caught. You can see what the smallest and the largest one is I've caught, which day I've caught them. It is so extremely cool. And if you love hunting achievements, completing this journal is one of the things you do on the server. Now there are also multiple types of baits available. These baits you can get either from an in-game shop, which the admin sets up, or you can also get them by simply fishing. And all of these baits will make you better at certain things related to fishing. So all of these baits make it so that certain rarities can be caught more easily. And that's not all. By default, there are more than 70 custom types of fish you can catch. You can add even more yourself in the config if you want. You can make certain types of fish biome or region specific. You can even use custom model data if you want. In other words, you can give every single custom fish its own custom texture. And there are even competitions which you can set up. So you can start global server-wide competitions which players can participate in. And different competition goals they have to reach are, for example, who catches the largest fish, who catches the most fish, who's the first player to catch a certain rarity, and so on. It is really cool. It even supports placeholders, so you can see who on your server is the best at catching fish. It is really awesome. If you enjoy fishing in other games, but you always felt like in Minecraft it was kinda lacking, this is definitely a plugin for you. I'm actually considering making a dedicated video about this plugin in the future, as there is so much to cover and explore. So do let me know in the comments down below if that's something you would want. Now, next on the list, we got a Minecraft plugin which is gonna make the survival experience on your server a lot more difficult. It is called Shared Soul, and it will bound all of the players on your server together, which means that everyone will have shared health, a shared inventory, shared hunger and saturation, and even shared potion effects. Everything you can think of will be shared among everyone in the server. Now, I will say straight away, this is not a plugin made for a public Minecraft server, but if you have a server where you play on with, let's say, 2 or 3 friends, then this could definitely be a lot of fun. So here we got my alt Bread Shop, and when I hit Bread Shop, you can see that it also does damage to me. I am literally losing health because I am hitting my alt. When I grab a block, yeah, there you go, we just picked up leaf litter, so Bread Shop now has leaf litter as well. I now have sand, so Bread Shop also has sand. When I get rid of the leaf litter, just like that, you can see that Bread Shop will also lose the leaf litter. And even when I move the sand to the first slot in my hand, it will appear in Bread Shop's hand as well, because that is the slot he currently has selected. Here we got a splash potion of poison. I'll make sure I'm far enough away from Bread Shop to get hit, but you can see that I will also get poisoned. And I know exactly how much health Bread Shop has because, well, our health is shared. This is exactly how much he has. And when I now make a dumb mistake and I fall down and lose some health, you can see that both me and Bread Shop just died. Castasora has died, all souls fall together. Oh, they do alright. So, very fun plugin as a challenge with your friends. Very bad idea to install on a public server. So a link can of course be found in the description down below. And then the last fun and cool plugin of today is Supreme Tags. This is a very easy and straightforward plugin, which allows your players to choose cool tags that will show up next or in front of their name. Of course, you need a chat management plugin installed, but after that you can simply type /tags, which will then bring up the tags menu. And inside of this menu, you will find a bunch of different tags, which you can apply to your name. So currently I have the hex color tag selected, and in my chat management plugin, I made it so that the tag shows up after my name, so that in case I would have a rank, it would show up in front of my name. But when I now type something in chat, you can see that the tag appears as well. Look at that! Hex color! So when we want another tag, we can simply go to the tags menu and select another one. So if we want a little heart next to our username, then that is something we can totally do. That's pretty cool. If we want the word fire next to our name, we can totally do that as well. That's fire! Look at that. And the list goes on. There are so many different tags available. It's actually crazy. We got multiple pages, by the way, things like booster, donator. And the cool thing about this plugin is that it is completely permission based. So depending on what permissions you give to what players, they will have access to different tags. So you can easily make it so that, for example, actual Discord boosters get access to this tag. You as the server owner can of course add more tags here, ones that specifically fit your server's needs, and you can even allow players to create a custom tag of their own. So when we click on personal tags in the top right, and after that we go ahead and create a new tag, we can simply give it a name, for example, subscribe. Then it wants us to enter what we want the tag to look like. So for example, with caps, subscribe, just like that. There we go, this is what it will look like, and our tag is now created. So we can now go back to the tags menu, click on personal tags, and there we go. We got a subscribe tag, which we can click to assign, and now that will be what my tag looks like. It's a fun and cool addition to your server. It gives players something to work towards and to collect, while also having something as the server owner which you can give away, for example with certain events, or if players have achieved certain milestones. It's pretty nice. And with that being said, that's gonna be it for today. Do make sure to subscribe to the channel, join my Discord. Thank you so much, channel members, and then I will see you in the next one. Bye bye, see you later, bye bye!